All right, what's going on, y'all? So another video of the functional power building series. So this is going to be the first leg day that I'm showing y'all. So these Mondays are going to be squat focus days or quad focus days. I've actually got two variations of these. One is going to be at a garage gym, and that's going to be with powerlifters. It's going to be a very pure squat focused powerlifting session. What I'm hitting tonight is going to be in the conventional gym. And this is going to be my more high volume quad day. This is going to be power building focused. So the other one's very powerlifting focused. This is going to be power building focused, and it's going to be pretty similar to what I did with bodybuilding. But I've changed up a few things to make it more power building focused. But I'm super stoked to get in here and hit this. It's been a minute since I've hit kind of a high volume leg day, and I'm ready for it. A little update for y'all. So, I told y'all about how the body's feeling wrecked. So, starting the week out, last week I started at 213 pounds. And then this morning I started the week at 215.6. So we had a 2.6 pound jump last week from the first week. So, things are definitely working. The last several months, I've been on what I would consider cruise control. I still lifted with intensity, all of that, but, haven't been super intentional with really trying to push volume or push, heavy progression in the gym and all that, really, while I'm trying to figure out, what I was wanting to do. So me kind of starting a week ago now, we're already seeing the weight jump up. So I told you all the other day that, I was needing more food. So this week, I went ahead and already added a little bit of food. I'm not done a huge jump yet. But I think either tomorrow or the next day, I'll bring y'all a full day of eating. That way y'all can see kind of the diet where it's at right now. But I did go ahead and add some calories from where we were at the other day. That way I at least have, more of a sixth gear than what y'all saw on the last pull session where, I was just smoked and not even really able to pull weight. So we're going to get in here and I'm going to show y'all, this is one of my favorite leg days. Y'all, if y'all, of course are following along with the power building, you're going to get incredibly strong doing this, but you're also going to get incredible density through your legs. But if you're really bodybuilding focused, if you just change up, kind of the rep schemes here, this leg day is an incredible leg day to build your quads and build them, one, quickly, but then two, build them with the really deep lines, a lot of muscle maturity, and a lot of density. Now, it does come with it being leg day. This is not a easy workout. You should be rolling up to the gym for a leg day like this with kind of butterflies in your stomach. If you're hitting leg day with the proper intensity, you should be rolling into leg day with at least some level of butterflies or nervousness. Anytime I'm pushing, trying to grow the legs or trying to gain strength, all of that, me driving up to the gym, I know what's coming. You mentally should know what's coming, and you should mentally be locked in. That way, by the time you get in the gym, you do your warm-ups, and then it's ready to hit it hard. So I'm going to get in here. We're going to start rolling, and then I'll give y'all the voiceover and take y'all through this.
All right, so let's get into it. So a lot of times on leg day, I'll go ahead and do some light warm-ups with something like leg extensions. But, if the leg extensions in the gym are taken, I'll just go ahead and move right on into to squats and just do a few extra warm-ups, which is what I did here. Today I did 4 warm-ups leading up to the top set. So the top set weight here was 450 pounds. So this Rogue safety squat bar, this is 70 pounds. So in total, this is 450 pounds. So what I'm doing with this power building block compared to back when I was just doing, high intensity bodybuilding, is I've just lowered the rep range a bit. So the rep range for this first set is 4 to 6 reps, which is slightly higher than on the powerlifting days. But I like getting this extra volume in. So what I was aiming for right here, and keep in mind this is week 1, so I'm setting the numbers, is 450 pounds and trying to get within the 4 to 6 rep range. The squats today were definitely iffy, but I was able to get in the rep range. So for here, this first set, I did 4 reps with 450. Like I said, I felt strong, but my back didn't feel as tight and braced as I would typically like, and you're going to see that on the next set. The next set was incredibly rough. You're going to see what I mean here in a bit. But overall, I was pretty happy. I knew going into that set there was a chance I wasn't even going to break into the rep range. I knew I was pushing there, so I was definitely happy to get there. So this second set, this is 410 pounds. So the second and the third set, I did 3 sets total here. The second and the third set, the rep range is 6 to 8 reps. So back when I was doing just typical high intensity bodybuilding, on squats, I would just do 2 to 3 sets in the 6 to 10 rep range on squats. But for now, me doing power building, that first set it's going to be 4 to 6, and then these next 2, the back off sets, the rep range is 6 to 8. Pushing volume a little bit more. Okay, this is where the set went really bad. I didn't clear enough. I didn't back up enough. And on this first rep, boom, I hit it right there. And that almost threw off the entire set. Fortunately, I was able to recover, took a couple steps back, and went forward with it. So this second set, I was able to get 6 reps at 410 pounds. So I was also able to break into my desired rep range on this one as well. You can see right here, this is where my back's not holding very tight. And I think a big part of this has to do the fatigue I already have from this last week of training. My back is what's feeling it the most, which, I mean, if you guys have been paying attention to the videos, I've been doing a lot of heavy back work. So this is something that I'm definitely going to have to really, really pay close attention with, especially over the next several weeks as we're, kind of ramping things up. Okay, so now the third set, I had 390 pounds for this one. So same thing here, desired rep range was 6 to 8 reps. I ended up getting 7 reps at 390 pounds. So my 3 sets, top set was 4 reps at 450. The first back off set was 6 reps at 410. And then the third set was 7 reps at 390. So overall, pretty happy with how this first leg day back in a good while was. I've been doing legs for, obviously the last several months, taking, a week off here or there, and then really not push anything on squats. I've been doing hack squat for the last couple months, and then anytime I touch the safety squat bar, I've been maybe only doing 3 plates and some change. So this is the first day really kind of pushing weight. I have been doing some of those powerlifting sessions in that garage, like I said, and that definitely contributed to, the strength I was able to have. So those are definitely paying off. But with that, my legs and my back were feeling it. But overall, pretty happy with how these 3 sets of squats went. This squat work, this is definitely the main part of the workout. This is, a big bulk of it. So then we move into leg press. And this is Pinata leg press. I've got 2 sets here. This leg press is probably my favorite leg press I've ever used. You don't need to put a ton of weight on it to really feel it. And the great thing about both this Pinata leg press and the Pinata hack squat that's right next to it is the tension that you're able to get on the quads is absolutely insane. I'm not able to achieve that on any other leg press, like, the Arsenal leg press, anything like that. This is able to really, really put a crazy amount of tension on the quad. So what I like to do here on leg press is obviously get full range of motion. I mean, I'm literally pretty much touching the bottom of the range of motion of the machine there, and I don't like to hit the bottom. I don't like to bounce off the bottom. So I try to be within an inch of that, and then really just keep full tension on the quads for as long of the set as possible. If I have to take kind of a mid-set break at the top of rep, I will. But specifically with this leg press, I like to go ahead and keep tension as much as possible. So these 2 sets, the rep range here is 8 to 12. Back in bodybuilding days, I would keep the rep range more 10 to 15 on leg press and really, really drive volume. But with power building, we're really trying to drive up weight as well, which is also going to really, really enhance the density and the deep lines and muscle maturity, frankly. So the first set I did 10 reps at 540 pounds, and then the second set I did 8 reps at 540 pounds. So I didn't drop off for the back off set. The rep range being 8 to 12, I knew I could manage it with how the first set went. But this is my first time using leg press in probably at least 2 months. And one, it was, a bit lower weight than I typically do. And two, I absolutely felt it deep up in the quads, quite a bit more than usual. And by this time of the workout, my quads were already smoked here. Like I said, I've been doing those quad squat focus sessions with the power lifters, but it's not a lot of volume. It's very, very high rest periods. Um, the rep ranges are typically lower, and we're not even doing things like leg press. It's usually typically a lot of squat work and then a little bit of accessory work. So it was nice to get back under a leg press today. Okay, so now we're moving on to the third movement. So the third movement is hip adduction. So this is one that if you are a competitive bodybuilder, you better have hip adduction in your plan. When you hit your front shots, whether that be a front lat spread, whatever, this is what's going to give you the thickness between your legs, where you're essentially your legs are going to touch further down. It's coming from hip adduction. Yes, you can build it with other movements, but nothing compares to completely isolating it. So what I do here is I actually have my feet outside the stirrups. Most people put their feet inside the stirrups, but what you want to do is you want to put your feet outside the stirrups. That way you're driving only with the knees. If you're driving only with the knees, you're basically only using your adductors. So that's like a big, massive tip I can give you is keep your feet outside the stirrups. Don't have your feet having any pressure at all, and only drive with the knee. And what you're wanting to do here with practically, any other movement is you're wanting to get a full stretch at the end, and then obviously keep tension on the muscle the whole time and then get a full contraction. Now be careful here, doing a lot of weight. This is where some guys, if you're not controlling the weight well, especially that last inch of the stretch, this is where some guys will have adductor tears. So that's where one, I'm taking the eccentric extremely slow, and then that last inch of the stretch, I'm making sure to keep full tension on the muscle and not lose it, because it is easy, and the body almost wants to lose tension as you go deeper into that stretch. So you want to really, really hold that. So I did 3 sets here. I only showed 2 sets. I didn't think y'all would want to see, many more sets of me spreading my legs. So I did 3 sets. Rep range was 8 to 12. First set 12 at 250. Second set 9 at 240. Then 8 at 235. And then that wrapped up hip adduction. Right here, this is just me trying to get a thumbnail. So ignore the dorkiness of this right here. This is just a thumbnail right here, me flexing the quads. And then we roll into the fourth movement. So the fourth movement is leg extension. So this is also a movement I've not done for a while. And I was very excited to get back under leg extension. I personally love this hammer strength leg extension. So with it, you saw right there when I was setting up, I put my fist in between my knees. What you want to do is you want to have a standardized approach on how you approach movement. So if you guys start paying attention, whenever I enter into any machine, any movement, it's the same way every single time. You want to have a standardized approach. So I personally put my fist between my knees to make sure that the distance between my knees is exactly the same. So right here, I'm getting a full stretch down at the bottom, making sure to get full range of motion, and then a full contraction way at the top. This is one that I see people all the time. They just do too much weight. They're swinging using way too much momentum. And we've already done our heavy compound movements. We've already gotten under really, really heavy weight. This is where we want to really go ahead and isolate and really fully squeeze the muscle. And that's where you can really see, deep lines coming out here. So for leg extension, I did 3 sets. The rep range once again is 8 to 12. The first set I did 10 at 200. The second set I did 9 at 190, and then the third set 9 at 180. A general rule of thumb is on back off sets, you'll back off the weight, 10 to 20%. I've actually found throughout the years that seems pretty going overboard. I think, you should get to the point where your numbers are so locked in that your back off sets are, a barely dip in weight, and you'll be staying in the rep range. Everything should be with max intensity. So then the last movement we did is 4 sets of standing calf raises. Rep range here is 10 to 15. I believe this was my second set right here. But that's going to go ahead and wrap up today's leg day. Today's leg day was great. I walked out of the gym feeling it, having a great pump. And I know I'm going to be sore for the next couple days. So I'm very stoked with how this went. And it felt good to kind of really push some weight again. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please go ahead and smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys want to see. And God bless y'all. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.